Hello and welcome to my channel. This is Lisa with Lisa's Faith and Budget Planning channel. I'm excited to be here today. I'm excited to be here with you getting into my sinking funds for the month of February. Now paycheck 2 for me is coming up on the 15th of February. Today is the 13th. So I want to go ahead and get the numbers down. I've already got one transaction that's already happened. So I want to go ahead and make sure I have that taken care of and that I'm ready for the deposit that I'm going to put in. So we're going to go over the sinking funds. I'm going to quickly write down all the titles and the beginning balances. I will show you last month's sinking funds, which is over here, and this is this ending balance here is going to be our new beginning balance for the month of February. So that was closed out. This is what was left over, $1,611.68. Now we get to take all that information and put it here. I might organize it just a little differently, but the number is going to be exactly the same, and we're going to put whatever extra dividends we got for the account as well as the deposits for this month. And it's only one deposit transfer I make. I just use one savings account to take care of it all. And any transactions that have already happened, I have one that has and another one that will. So if you're new to my channel, welcome. I'm excited to have you here. I always jump in and just start working, but I want to let you know I'm excited to have you here. I had a shout out from another channel, Donna over at the Cash Stuffing Realtor. I think that's her name. I just had it. Yes, Donna at the Cash Stuffing Realtor here on YouTube. She shouted out my channel. I've watched her videos for a while now. A lot of fun to watch. I do enjoy that, and I also enjoy getting to know her. She and I live in the same state, just a few counties apart, so it's kind of interesting who you're going to run into here on YouTube and how close you really are, how far away you are. So yeah, I really do enjoy that. So let's go ahead and get started and get into the sinking funds.
As a young girl, the fields were mine. We played hide and seek for hours, raised our shadows among the pines. So offshore playful. Okay,
I am back. So I've written down my category names. Next I want to do is take those new beginning balances, which is end of February, or I'm sorry, end of January for my beginning February balance. So we ended Amazon Prime here at the top at $53.32. September 13th, I think, is when it's due. So by the time I get to that, that should be enough for whatever, unless they increase the price, whatever I need for Amazon Prime, which we use very regularly. Google Storage is my husband's new storage. This is where he wanted it and chose, and that will be charging. It's $99.99. I don't know if they're going to add tax to that. And this is for a year for 2 terabytes or something like that. And we did it this way to get the savings where we only paid $7.89 for 3 months, and then they gave us the Google storage for a year. So it's a little more than a year that we signed up for. So when that happens, I'll make the adjustments on how much to deposit. I think it's going to hit before we make the deposit for this amount, but I'm not sure. So we'll have to wait and see. But I already have $100 already ready to go, and then I can make up the difference out of our checking account. Not a problem there. Apple storage came out in December, so I have $8.75, and that'll build up all year until the end of the year. Home maintenance, this is so we can have money if we need to call a plumber or somebody to help around the house on something, have a service call basically happen. So it's $457.77. I let this build. I think we're trying to let it build to $600. I don't know if we're going to go any higher than that. We might not. I'm not sure. So, but that's what that is. It's home maintenance. It's not really an extensive home maintenance, but we've called the plumber a couple of times, and the heating AC guy. So, and they were $200-300 every time they come. So that is why I want to make sure I have this home maintenance for these service calls available, this money available. Orkin. So I had $128.16. CKY landfill here. This is our trash. I have $9.20 left over. Now this is one of those that adjust based on fuel consumption, and it's spread across all the people that they get trash from. So this goes up and down a little bit month to month, or not month to month, quarterly. So every 3 months. And so once a quarter we will get a bill, and it'll tell us that it might be a little higher or a little lower depending on gas prices or fuel prices for the trucks that come and pick up our trash. We're in a rural area, so the rules are kind of different out here and than what I expected from being in the middle of a city central area. So I have $9.20 left over, and I will go over how much I plan each month for that. Southern States, that's a propane company. We have propane for our fireplace, and it came in very handy this winter, and I was very happy with it. So right now we are at $40. I try to do $240 by the time fall gets here, and that way I have enough money for that. CKY County Tags and Taxes. So, or KY, I'm sorry. KY County Tags and Taxes. So KY for Kentucky, and then counties and taxes and tags. That's pretty obvious. These are for our vehicles. Right now I am at $220.14. I don't know what the exact bill is going to be, but whatever it is, I should have enough, because this is based on what we paid last year. And as our vehicles depreciate over time, and my vehicle is 11 years old and my husband's is 13 years old, maybe 14 years old. He's a 2010 and mine's a 2013. So anyways, whatever the dates are, you don't pay nearly as much for the vehicles in your property taxes. So, and this is to register the vehicles, pay county and state taxes on those tags and all that stuff, and registration. So it kind of lumps it all together there. Xander Identity Theft is just our monitoring, and they also guarantee, if we had to do something, we could have legal services with that. Norton, that came out in January, so I have 37 cents left over in my estimated monthly, which is fine. I'm just going to leave it in there in case the price goes up this year, which it didn't this past year, so hopefully it won't go up this year either. Birthdays and Christmases, we have $200 so far. Cell phone and tag, that's $55.81. Activities fund, that could be like, I'd like to use this for a trip to the aquarium or the zoo, and I'm not sure which. And the aquarium and the zoo are about 2.5 hours from our house. So yeah, there is a zoo closer, about 1.5 hours from our house, so I'm not sure. We'll have to wait and see which one we decide to go to. But that's $175.19. And then Canva, I'm up to $90. Epidemic Sound, I have $36. And dividends, I'm up to 67 cents. Now I put it back to zero. Whatever dividends I had in 2023, I just moved it into whatever fund I wanted to put it into and zeroed out dividends and started again. So this is kind of where we're at right now. And that brings us to that number, $1,611.38. So that is our beginning balance, what we're starting with. Now the deposit that is going to be made for our sinking funds in total, I'll total it without the dividends, and then whatever dividends are, then we'll put that total down here. Dividends are a little bit of money that yield interest that get put into our savings account. It's just a regular basic savings account. It doesn't. As I was saying, dividends is just something that we get every month for just a little bit, and I can choose to just keep it here in this one line item, or I can add it to anywhere in the sinking funds if I want to add a little bit of change there and kind of add more money to it. So that's what we have there. Let's go ahead and do the deposits. Now, I only put one money transfer deposit into this account. This account is just one savings account, so that the $1,600 is sitting there. But when I look at the $1,600, I know it's broken up into these categories because I track it here. I don't have to have a lot of envelopes. I don't have to have a lot of things. I just have one savings account, and then I know I can figure out how much I have available and still be able to pay the annual or quarterly bills that I have, and then make judgment calls on things that are funds, aren't bills, but it's something we like or want or need. Sometimes you can fund more later and use the money now, things like that. So it's just a little source of money put aside to take care of future needs, and I like it. I can just easily transfer it without too much hassle, and I like having it separated from our checking and other savings account, what attached to the checking account. That way we don't dip into it and use it too much. So the deposits here, I'm going to start with the Amazon Prime. I put $12 a month in. The Google storage, we're going to start doing at least $833. If I find out it's more than the $100, because the original program was $99.99, so that's just a penny more right there. It's not that big a deal to write it that way. And then if there is more that is needed because of tax, if they charge a tax for it, for where I'm at, then I'll make the adjustments later before I transfer the funds. But for now, we're just going to put $8.33. I use an erasable pen, so I can always erase it and redo the numbers. It's not too big of a deal. So the Apple 365, this is Microsoft 365, so I get like the PowerPoint, the Excel, the Word, the notes, and all the things. And so I'm going to put here $6.51 because it's $69.99 a year, and that's divided by 12, close to it or anyway. Sometimes I estimate up or down depending on what the previous year was charged. The home maintenance, I add $75 a month to that. And like I said, I might cap that at $600. So once we get closer to that, if we don't have to use it, then it'll be $600. Orkin spray. So this one, I decided to go, instead of $42 like I normally do, I'm changing this to $58.83 to increase it. And I'll tell you why in just a minute. So CKY landfill, that's our trash. It's about $30 a month for our trash, and then $20 a month for Southern States, our propane. I just pay them when they come and fill it, and then this usually covers all of that. Last year I only paid $187, depending on propane prices and how much is in the tank and stuff like that. The Kentucky County tags and taxes, that estimates, I'm looking for my notes here, $13.50. Xander identity theft is $12. Norton is $5.33. Christmas birthday, I do $100 for my two sons. This is usually where I get all the money to buy what we want for Christmas and birthday. Cell phone tech, I do $50 a month there. So if we need to replace anything, or I find I want to use it for something else, I can. But if we want to replace a cell phone or technology, this is a little bit of fund that can help offset that cost. It may not fully fund it, but it can offset the cost, which is kind of nice. Activities fund, I like to put $50 here. Sometimes when we're traveling and going out of town, and it's just a night or two, we might get hotel money out of there, or food and gas, things like that. Canva, I have $10. Epidemic Sound, I have $12. And this month's dividends was 34 cents. So there we go. So now I get to total this up.
Free, without a care in the world. I was
Okay, so I have $463.50 here. That is what I have for sinking funds that I'm going to transfer to cover all these little bitty deposits I want to make. It's going to be one transfer $463.50. Now, my actual bank balance is going to include, and that's just a reminder of what the actual total is going to be transferred. So when I refer back to it and make my paycheck 2 video, I'll have a number to refer to. But if I add 34 cents here, and that gives me the $463.84. And that is the total of money coming into the savings account with that included the dividends as well as the one big deposit for all these little sinking funds that I have here. Now I do have a withdrawal. We're not going to do the ending, but I do have a withdrawal. I want to go ahead and write that down, and that is Orkin. So this number was normally $42. I pushed it up so I could match the new number, which is going to be $47. And I wanted $47 left over. So our new number is $139.99. And when you do the math, $128.16 plus the $58.83 minus the $139.99, that gives me the $47 ending. Now I know nothing else is going to happen with Orkin. They come quarterly and that's it, unless there's especially in bug or critter or something in my house that I need getting rid of right away, that they need to take care of, then yes, I would call them out. But right now I don't have anything, I don't foresee anything, so I'm going to go ahead and put the ending here, and that is already taken care of. At the end of the month, you'll see another one for Google Storage. I don't know if I'm going to use anything else out of this. I have it broken up in order of things that we need. So Amazon Prime, Google Storage, Apple, these are subscriptions. And then I get into the home stuff, home maintenance, Orkin, CKY landfill, and everything up here is all bills. So that's another way I separated these. So Southern States, that's home, this is vehicle, this is identity, and then this is like technology. And then I get into funds that I can have or I can cancel. So like birthday, Christmas, if we can't afford that, or cell phone tech, if we can't afford that, or activities funds, we can be flexible in these areas. And then Canva and Epidemic Sound, if we couldn't afford it, I would stop and I would not use that for what I do for my videos. So that I have there. And then I always have a line for dividends. So that is my sinking funds for the month of February, and that is where we're at. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions about sinking funds or comments or anything about sinking funds that you want answers to, let me know, and I'd love to answer them in the comment section. So I hope you have an amazing and blessed day, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Rich little girl, daydreamer, kidnap me. Take me back, all the way back to them days.